Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through my anticipated sewing plans for the first quarter or the first month or two of 2026. I have recently published a video about my 2025 makes. I'll link that in the description below in case you want to see what I actually made last year. But let's get started on this week's video. So one of the first things I want to actually get finished this month, January, is the double circle skirt that I have had cut and mostly ready to go. It's in this gorgeous blue linen and it's going to be heaven, especially by the time summer comes. I love it. I love the color. I love the idea of a really big full double circle skirt. I also think it's a good practice run because I'm not quite sure what the skirt part of my wedding gown will look like. So this is a good way to dip into that. This is a double circle created using my Charlie circle skirt template pack, which I'll leave linked in the description below if you haven't seen that. It makes making a circle skirt so easy, whether it's one panel, two panels, or so on and so forth. But that's what I used to create this. And there will be a video, once I finish it, there'll be a video also showing you how to make a double circle skirt for yourself. But that's definitely one of the first projects I want to get finished. Alongside that, I really want to create the second and third versions of the corset top that will be part of my wedding gown. I have the Stays and Corsets by Mandy Barrington book, which I want to use for one version. And then I also have another pattern that I downloaded called the Lucille pattern by, I think it's Patterns by Caroline, I'm not sure, I'll link that in the description as well, that I also want to try. And I just want to compare the three to see which one I prefer the cut and the fit of before I go into making my final one. So that is high on the list of priorities because obviously we get married in August, so I got a lot of work to do. One of the sewing patterns that is available for free from my web shop, which gets downloaded so many times per day, is the newborn onesie pattern. And my intention with that was to start creating patterns from, I used to work for a children's wear company years ago, not long after I graduated. So I have some like design ideas that I want to turn into patterns. So one of them is this is the Redwing Romper, which is a sweet little romper suit. And it's so sweet. But I have a pattern coming for this very, very soon as well. That will be available in my web shop. But I need to make one more sample of a bigger grade just to double check before that's going to be ready. But yeah, super excited about that. It's interesting how much I actually did in 2025 that I hadn't realized I'd done because I lost a lot of video footage and photos. Like a lot of the work I had was on an external hard drive waiting to be edited and made available, but I lost it during a catastrophic fall of my hard drive and it's all gone. One of those things was also the Sleepsuit that I've been working on, like a little kind of, do you call it a baby grow? We call it a baby grow in the UK, but I think in the US it's called a Sleepsuit, but it's like a little sweet thing. Again, this is all because my niece had a baby and I'm like, well, now I have a model that I can use as a fit model. So that's another pattern that will be coming very, very soon. I also want to finish my cheeky shorts pattern. I did try these on recently because I made the second sample, which I made in, I think like June. May have been earlier than that actually, because I don't have any footage of making them. And the hard drive value was in May, so it might have actually been in April. But one of the things about this is they're a little bit too poofy around the front crotch and a bit flat in the back crotch. So I think I need to play with the crotch curve. So I might start from a new pattern. Well, it's not a new pattern, but a pattern that I have been working on to develop that into this idea, this concept. So this might not be out too soon after all, but I do want to get this done between like in the first quarter, January, February, March. At the back end of last year, I was working on, this is the Reese Wrap top. It's a knit fabric top that I've been working on as a pattern. It's a few more tweaks before it can actually be finalized and go to pattern testers. If you want a pattern test for me, I'll leave a form in like a Google Doc in the description so you can fill that in. But this will be a knit pattern and it's obviously a wrap and it can be lengthened into a dress. And I loved it. It's just a little bit, it doesn't work quite as well as I wanted it to with this stretch fabric, the amount of stretch factor in this one. And I feel like this is a fabric that people are more likely to buy with this percentage of stretch. So I just need to make a tiny tweak and then that can go out to testers. In 2023, I had a big project that I'd been working on and one of those projects was a waistcoat. This is not included within that project, but it is one that I did as like a little aside to go with a pair of trousers from that project. And so I really want to finish this off, clean it up a little bit, add a lining, facings, and then this will pair nicely with a pair of trousers. This should be a quick project. Whether or not it goes on to become a pattern or not, I don't know, but it's definitely one I want to finish for me because I think it would be nice to wear like in the spring with the matching trousers and the shirt. It would be a quite funky look. And a couple of years ago, I made, this is the gotta remember what it's called, the Hazel Dress from Veronica Tucker, who makes beautiful patterns. But I use this, it's quite a solid structured cotton, which I bought from the New Craft House. I love the fabric. Unfortunately, it's too structured for this dress. I think also potentially because I didn't really print off all the pages that were like long lengths together. I was like, I am not doing that. So I kind of measured from what I had printed and I kind of podged it. And I think I ended up with too much fabric gathered in. So it made me look like I was in the pudding club, as my dad said. And I really like it, but now I cut it off because it was much longer. So I cut off the lower tier. And so now it's like a little peplum type top, which I like, but there's something about it. I also didn't like the lining that I'd added, the facing at the top. It was making quite a lot of itchiness on my skin. So I cut it out and I need to fix that. I need to remedy it. So I don't know whether I'm going to put a new facing in and then wear it more and see how that goes, or if I'm going to take it apart and refashion it into something else. That's TBD, but I do want to get that done this like first quarter so that I have something to do or to wear in the spring. Another big project is to find out the pattern. This was one of the projects that I did for the aforementioned big project of 2023. I absolutely love it. I wear it a lot, although I haven't been wearing it recently because I need to do a photo shoot with it, a new photo shoot. I get lots of questions about this when I do wear it out and about, so I think I'm going to be developing this into a pattern that would be available because it's so good. I put it on, but I'm comfortable wearing what I am now, but it's a denim jacket, as you can tell, with lots of fray detail. And it's super cool and I love it and everyone else seems to love it. So that's probably going to be a pattern that I'll work on in this first quarter as well. I'm trying really hard not to put too much into my yearly plan. So thinking like the first quarter, the second quarter, I trained as a fashion designer. So I'm used to thinking as like an 18-month critical path. Like when you're starting here, you're at this point, like say I'm starting in January doing something. I'm actually in the fashion industry, I'd be finishing off something going into production from a previous period that I was working on. It's just the way that the fashion industry works, where you have a critical path. So something is like a constantly circular thing. And as one collection would hit the shops, you would then be another stage for another collection. So I try not to, I don't know if that's making any sense. I was trying to explain it to my dad the other day. And then the last project, which this is January's project inside my membership Creative Dressmaking. So the project this month is pants. My members are making different pants for themselves. I have chosen to go with the barrel leg pant, which is something I've been thinking about since they became trendy a couple of years ago. I think I'm at the tail end of the trend, which is fine, but I have a beautiful brown linen, which I'll find for you in a moment to show you. This is the pattern that I have drafted using I have a block that I call it like the most gorgeous pant block ever. It's fitted for me, tailored to me. And I get a really nice fit from that. And I wanted a barrel leg pant that was fitted, higher waist, fitted right through to the hips and then flares out, or cocoons out rather. And I wanted interesting seam details and I wanted some stuff going on around the ankles. So I've created the pattern. I just need to do the pocket pattern, which I had a thought about a couple of days ago. I couldn't get to sleep and I was thinking about the pocket that I wanted to include. So the pattern is mostly done. Let me just grab the fabric to show you that. I'm going to be using this gorgeous, it's so beautiful. It's a brown, like a slightly cool toned chocolatey brown linen fabric. And it's so beautiful. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I might even make it, I've got quite a bit of it. I might make a blazer for my other half as well. But I just think it's going to be absolutely lovely to wear. And I'm obsessed with it and I can't wait to make them. So that will be happening, yeah, hopefully over the following weekend. But the other thing on my list to do is I've got some alterations that you will have seen in my what I made in 2025 video. So this is the block tee that I cut up the middle of from Paper Theory Patterns. I want to add some like straps, rouleau straps. I know it's a bit also off trend now because they've been out for so long, but was it the Garni? They had a top with 3 ties, and then Fabric Godmother came out with a dress, I think, that had 3 ties. So we're going to do the same to this. I don't know if I'll probably make them chunkier rather than narrow. So they're not really rouleau. And then the Nini shorts, which I also showed you in my previous video, I want to, it's possible I might take out a bit of the fabric, the volume in the crotch curve. It's unlikely because that would mean unpicking quite a bit in different areas. But what I definitely need to do is stitch down the pocket to the front along the seam allowance line, just so that they stay in place, because they do drive me a bit bonkers when they're falling down. So that is 2 projects I also want to get like tweaked. So I have those ready for the spring as well. And that's it. That's all my plans so far. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed that look at what I'm going to be doing for the first part of 2026. I would love to hear what projects you're going to be working on, so do let me know in the comments below. If there's any interest in any of the things that I have talked about that I have available, I'll also leave those links in the description below as well, such as the patterns that I have available or will have available, my creative dressmaking membership and so on. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Take care. Bye.